Well, my name's Michael. I live in central Bedfordshire, have done nearly all my life. I've got severe MS, double amputee, and my hands and arms don't work. I retired when I was 65 from work, and I now receive direct payments, and through direct payments I am in control of my care and what happens during the daytime. Because I live on my own, I am what we probably class as vulnerable. And without employing, because I employ a PA through direct payments, which allow me to do that, I can then have a life. I can go places, I can eat when I want to eat, drink when I want to drink, and everything else. Otherwise I'd be stuck in a building on my own and not see anybody, not even go out the building. So it has enhanced my life a great deal. I have one in the morning for an hour, one at tea time at about 6:30, and then they put me to bed at 9:30 at night. That's 7 days a week, which is okay, but you can't get up when you want to get up, and you can't go to bed when you want to go to bed. And sometimes if you've had a late lunch, you end up with eating your tea hour and a half after your lunch, and you're not ready for your tea then. So you do feel a little bit, it's not all the time, but it's what it is. You can't get carers to work late at night anymore, which is bad, really. Finding weekend care is not easy because the rates that you have to pay, it's single rate, and to work for a small amount of money on a Sunday is not very good. There has been a lot of challenges with the carers, not a few. Over the years, I've had carers that can't speak English, can't understand what I'm saying, carers that don't want to be there, and they make it quite obvious they don't want to be there. Carers that don't turn up, and that's happened, and I've had to sleep in my chair all night. And carers that are late. The late carers, I know when they don't turn up, it's not good. But if they're going to be late, you're sitting there wondering, is anyone going to turn up? And if a phone call, just ring you, say, I'm running late. It sets your mind at rest because you didn't think, catheter bag's going to fill up. If that fills up, I'm then going to bypass. I'm then going to have an accident and one thing and another, and I'm going to sit in it all night. So you do worry about things like that. I've had carers that have tried to speed feed me, and you get to a point where you daren't turn your head because you're chewing and you can see the food sitting on the fork waiting to come in. As soon as you've stopped, it's gone in your mouth, and you think, nah, this isn't human. I'm not human, I'm being treated worse than an animal. Direct payments is the way forward. Gives you control over your life, like care companies. Where I live, it's very rural, and we do struggle to get care companies to come to rural areas. They don't want to come because they'd rather have a town or small, with lots of houses, so they can get close calls without travelling. So you are vulnerable in getting care companies. I would personally recommend direct payments, but I would be a bit worried about if people have got either dementia or Alzheimer's or severe learning difficulties, because maybe the people would not be able to understand the direct payments. Through receiving direct payments, my life is probably not quite as the norm, but it's made my life so easy, and I have a life, be it it's between certain hours, and yeah, okay, if I wish to go to a theatre at night or go somewhere of distance, then it's my responsibility outside the care hours to try and find people to put me to bed. Maybe some agency, or once again we're in the rural area, so it's struggling to get people. Even the council, if they had people you could ring up, say once every 3 or 4 months, could you put me to bed at 11 o'clock? So that is my responsibility, but that's my choice. So if I decide to live my life a little bit on the daring side occasionally, then that's down to me. But it'd be nice if you knew there was a firm out there that you could say, okay, we're in the council service. But it has, I mean, I do live as near normal life as humanly possible. Yeah, what you need, or not only I need, I dare say everybody needs, is continuity of care, because that way people get to know their carers. Care companies don't like it because they say, well, the carers are getting friendly. Surely, in my circumstances, yes, I like people to be friendly, but you get some people with dementia and things like that, seeing regular faces is far better than seeing a complete stranger come in, because they don't know who the stranger is, and the stranger doesn't know what they need. So you definitely need continuity. If I could say to the council, when it comes to, I know they have a framework for care companies, the care companies themselves need to probably be a bit more vetted and not listen to the words of care companies through experiences that I've had over the years, where they say, well, yes, we can do that, we can do this, we can do that. Words are cheap. Actions are better than words. A care company, especially nowadays, have to make a profit. And we know councils are limited on their budget. But there's got to be a happy medium where the council's budget and the care company's profit to carry on working have got to be talking to each other. They've got to come up with a reasonable rate for care. I think for the councils to say to care companies and homes, because a lot of private run homes, they need to say, you give a service and you give a good service. You pay your staff a decent wage, and you pay them. If a care is recognised as a job, and it is a job, but a recognised job, then you will get the right calibre. As it is at the moment, I think you're getting carers in these care homes and in domiciliary care where they're not paid a decent wage, bare minimum, but if they're not paid, like the carer that comes to me in the morning, she has a 12-mile journey and she's not getting paid for that. When she leaves me at night, she's got a 12-mile journey home. They've got to make sure that the carers are trained and not, oh yes, get a bit of paper, you'll be okay. Properly trained. My ideal of a gold star care and during the day everything would be carers that turn up in the morning that are friendly and know what they're doing. You feel confident with them, you feel safe. My PA Leanne that works for me, we get on, so she knows me, does me all my personal, all my what's the word am I thinking of? Finance side. You know, we do the bills, we do emails, telephone calls, things like that, and then the carers. So that way it enhances me to be able to basically live a life like a normal person. And then the carers that do my tea call and bed call, once again, friendly people, people you know, people once again know what they're doing and aren't rushing and not breaking their neck to get you. If they are delayed, which is possible, a phone call. I'm running 15 minutes late, Michael. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's all you need to know. It would help everybody.